Hi there, this is Nick Devine, founder of The Print Coach and developer of the Elephant Hunting System, and welcome to this video. We are going to talk today about the most important stream of profits you've got in your business, which is the consistent profits you get from your existing clients, not the new business profits. The thing with the profitability of your existing clients is it can very easily get eroded if you have price-cutting competitors putting in suicidal pricing and pushing those prices down. And the reason that happens has a lot to do with the level of customer loyalty your customers are on. Most people aren't aware of this, but there are actually 4 levels of customer loyalty. And the easiest way to explain this is in the context of one of men's favorite topics of conversation, which is motor cars. I'm holding in my hand a ceramic model of a Porsche Boxer, and there's a story that goes with this particular Porsche Boxer. I was at an industry event, I can't remember, maybe about 3 years ago, and I ran into somebody I knew, we'll call him John, and in the course of talking about our topic, cars, I said, "What are you driving at the moment?" He said, "Porsche Boxer." I said, "How is it?" "I love it," he said. "Driving around the country lanes, 5-speed gearbox, it's just fantastic fun. I love driving my car." I ran into him about a year later and I said, "How are you getting on with that Porsche Boxer?" He said, "I'm not driving the Porsche Boxer anymore. I'm now driving a Mercedes." I go, "Why did you change?" He said, "I just fancied a change." Now what's interesting, I was thinking about my relationship with cars as well. If I go back 17 years ago when I got married, I was driving a Lexus. When I met John with his Porsche Boxer, I was driving a Lexus, and parked outside the studio right now is a Lexus. My wife is driving a Lexus, which I influence, I have to admit. She loves it, but a bit of my influence in there. And I recently persuaded a very close friend of mine to also buy a Lexus. So if you think you had a choice of 2 types of clients, one who's driving the Boxer and then switches to Mercedes, or one who's driving the Lexus and stays with the Lexus for 17 years and doesn't beat the manufacturer up on pricing, which one of those do you want in your company? And my guess is you want the Lexus driver. And that's what we're going to talk about, is what do you need to do in your customer retention, customer loyalty activities to get more of the Lexus and less of that Porsche Mercedes switch in your business. So let's go get stuck into that now. We all know it's no longer enough to deliver a great product and a great service to your clients. That's really important. But if you're watching this video, then you've already had the experience of a competitor walking into your account offering what's often suicidal pricing when you look at it, and you're either forced into a position of having to discount heavily to win the business back, or you lose the account because you can't afford to price match your competitor. Now, we all know that people leave suppliers for all sorts of reasons. Yeah, sure, pricing is one, but there are a whole range of other reasons as well, many of which you have direct influence over. So you can proactively impact some of these areas, which brings us to the 4 levels of customer loyalty, which I alluded to in the introduction. So let's walk through these. Every company, if you're doing things in business, doesn't matter how well you do them, every company has unhappy clients. Your goal obviously is to absolutely minimize those, but the best in class companies on the planet have unhappy clients. Sometimes you just don't get it right. There's a mismatch between what you're doing and what the client needs from you, and they leave. It's impossible to change that dynamic. What you can do is you can minimize those number of clients. So that's one group. The next group is the interesting group. This is the happy but not locked in group. So I call these happy but not locked in. What's interesting about this group is we mistakenly think these are loyal clients. All the hours are happy. So this is a bit like the Porsche Boxer owner I was referring to a couple of minutes back. Very happy with the Porsche, then subsequently very happy with the Mercedes, and I've no idea what he's driving today, but my suspicion would be it's neither a Porsche nor a Mercedes. It's probably something different. I'm still driving the Lexus. So when you look at the spread in a typical company's customer loyalty cluster, what you see is this group here, the happy group, that's the majority of the customers in the portfolio of clients. Where we want to move up to is these 2 groups here, 3 and 4. So group 3 are loyal. So these are the people who will stay with you. So even when a competitor approaches them, they're still going to be loyal to you. And usually they won't even entertain, unless it's completely mad, they won't entertain a discussion with a competitor. They just go, we've got somebody who looks after that area for us. We're fine, not interested in having a conversation with you. That's a fantastic group of clients to have. They will give you case studies, they will give you testimonials, and if you ask them, they'll give you referrals. But where we need to get to is we need to get to this typically very small group. So we call these advocates. Sometimes they're described as net promoters. So these are the people who are promoting you behind your back. So in the example with the Lexus, I've persuaded, not only am I a proactive Lexus buyer, but I'm also proactively promoting the brand. I'm obviously doing it here on the video. I do it all over the place. I've got family, friends driving Lexus because I think it's just an incredible car and an incredible customer service experience. So what you want is you want clients who are going to promote you behind your back. Now, what's interesting, when I work with my private clients in our elephant hunting system, one of the exercises we go through is we pick the top 10 to 20 clients depending on the side of the company, and I ask the question, how did you win each one of these clients? What was the source of the business? And it's interesting when you do 10 or 20 of them together, one of the things I consistently see, most of the new clients that have come to them over the recent years and most of the bigger clients have come to them indirectly. So it's not because of new business development activities. Either somebody left the company, loved the supplier, so the printer, and brought the printer with them when they moved companies, or somebody knew somebody was having a problem and they said, oh, you should go use, and then they mentioned this company. So this area of loyalty on number 3 and advocates number 4 is a critically important area you want to get to in your business. It really does make a big impact on the net profitability of your business. And obviously it avoids many situations where you have to discount to win the business. So here's an exercise I want you to go through. This is a very simple exercise, but do not be deceived by the simplicity of the exercise. I've done this with a lot of people and they get a lot of insights from this. So list your top 3 customers. So pick your top 3. Doesn't have to be necessarily your biggest 3, but the 3 you'd most like to replicate in your business. You said, if I could get 3 more like that, they're the 3 you want to focus on, which is usually some combination of you deliver value in there, you've got a good relationship with them, they appreciate who you are, and they don't beat you up on margins. So whoever those 3 are, then what I want you to do is I want you to brainstorm 3 things you could do for them that would really wow them. We'll talk about a couple of things you might do in a second. And then the other thing I want you to do is create another list of 3 things you would regret not doing. Now, here's why this is important. At some stage in the future, it'll either be the near future or medium-term future, a competitor is going to approach those 3 accounts and they're going to try and underbid you, because that's the way most printers try to sell their products and services. And when that moment happens, what I want you to be thinking about is, what would I regret not having done at that stage? So are you proactively bringing those clients' ideas? Are you giving them referrals? Not asking for referrals, but are you actually bringing them referrals? Do you send them small, thoughtful, random gifts or notes of appreciation? Are you proactively calling them when you're working on big projects to update them on the status of the project? Really think about things you could be proactive on that will really change the experience the client has in dealing with you. So that's what I want you to think about. Now, I'm running some masterclasses at IPEX, and obviously IPEX is coming up towards the back end of March. So it's coming on pretty soon. The year's moving through the calendar months pretty briskly. It's amazing how quickly it goes. One of the content features that's happening at IPEX in 2014 is they're running a feature called World Print Summit. You'll be hearing about this in the media. I think it's a really exciting idea, and I hope it's really well sponsored or really well attended. What they're doing there is they're bringing in both speakers from UK and international, and they're going to be talking about what are the big moves in the printing industry going forward. So what are the trends, where are the opportunities? There'll be some inspirational keynotes, brand names that you'll know if I mention some of the brand names. All the information is obviously on the IPEX site. We'll also be running some master classes in as part of the content program. So make sure you register for that. I think it's going to be a very interesting show, quite different from previous shows, very interesting, and probably the biggest content program they've ever put on. So I'm expecting that to be a great show. I have no idea where you're watching this video because it's been distributed in a number of different areas, but you see there's a URL at the bottom of the screen you're looking at the moment, and it says theprintcoach.com/5. If you want to get the handout you see on the screen, so those 4 slides you see on the screen, it's particularly useful to have slides 3 and 4, so you can get those just going to that URL. You'll see a screen like the one you're seeing on the right here, which says pop in your name, primary email, and the comment. The 2 things I always ask for in the comments, I'm very interested in the key ideas people take away, so we know how to customize our content for the requirements people have. It just helps us to help our audience, and we obviously give a lot of this content away for free. And if you've got a question related to customer loyalty, I'd be very curious as to what that question is, how you drive it up, whatever you're challenged with or whatever questions you might have. Let me know what those are through that video comment area. I'll I'll get them on the blog, and it'll help us just put the content together that's going to help you and obviously help the audience and the industry generally. So this is one of a series of 10 videos we're putting together in the run-up to IPEX. This is the only one for this week. We'll be back again next week. So look forward to catching up with you then. Have a brilliant week, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.